Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining live or listening to the recording. I am Lauren Verrill. I am one of the managing directors with Beautycounter, joined with Ashley Fleming, who is also a managing director. And we are just so glad and so excited that you're here to listen more about what the brand advocate options look like and how they can be a great fit for you based off of what your needs and your desires are. We were recently talking about just the value of what this brand advocate role is and the flexibility, not only in how you work your business, but also how it can adapt and shift based off of where you are in life. So whether that looks like joining as a brand advocate and using your affiliate link to earn income off of orders, or it's doing this more of a side hustle because you have some other things going on in life, all the way up to really having a income producing full business, which we'll talk a little bit about as well. One thing to note, because I want to make sure that I don't forget, is that a lot of the things that we're saying today, I would really encourage you to look at the income disclosure statement with Beautycounter, which is the beautycounter.com/I as in dog, S as in Sam, and you'll see some data and some numbers of a little bit of what we're referencing today. And that's really the gold standard of what you can look at as we're talking about all of our experiences here today. So I'm assuming if you are here right now, if you're listening to this call, you have some sort of idea of what Beautycounter stands for, what it is. If you don't know, we are a skincare and makeup brand that focuses on innovation, advocacy, and just really taking care of people in a safety aspect. And we are advocates. We use our voices to signify change and to move the laws forward and more regulation at the federal and local level of what companies can and can't put in their products, because a lot of the ingredients on the market today are known or potentially known to cause harm to our health. There's been a lot of change over the last 7 years, at least. I've personally been a consultant, and so that's been really exciting to see because we really are the engine that's driving that change. And that being said, we also have a huge focus on safety. We have a never list of over 2,800 ingredients that we will never use in our products because they've been known to cause harm or potentially cause harm to our health. And then also we are innovative. This is something that's incredibly exciting. We've won so many awards across beauty as a whole, not just in the clean space, but in just the larger beauty conversation. And that's because you don't have to compromise safety for performance with Beautycounter or performance with safety, which 7 years ago, that definitely was a problem. But it's just been so exciting to always see our products being more and more innovative, so you get the performance that you want and that you're used to if you use more higher end, high performing brands. So a little bit just briefly about me, why I am here, why I am sitting in front of you. A little bit brief story about me is that I learned about Beautycounter 7 years ago, if you haven't heard me say that already, and I was working full-time as a pediatric endocrine nurse. I looked into Beautycounter because we're a B corporation like Fair Trade, but even larger in our standards in regards to that. Tried a couple of things, got back online, was reading about the Never List, and I was shocked that I didn't know that information because I was in the perfect place. So I thought, if I don't know the information, who else does? Fast forward, here I am loving life as a Beautycounter leader and really just being a huge advocate for so many things. So all of that to say, I'll pass it on to Ashley. She'll be talking about just what it looks like to have an affiliate link, do this as a side hustle, and then I will chat about what more of a full-time business looks like.
Awesome. Thanks, Lauren. So like she mentioned, my name is Ashley Fleming, and I live in Bloomington, Indiana with my husband and 3 little boys. And I've been with Beautycounter for a little over 6 years. And I love talking about using Beautycounter as an affiliate link because much like Lauren shared her background, I came from a business background in sort of health and wellness. I worked in brand marketing for 8 years and then was a wedding coordinator, Also worked for Whole30. My husband and I also owned a fitness facility for about 10 years. And so when I came across Beautycounter, I was very intrigued by the business opportunity. And my husband and I actually sat down and we looked at the compensation plan. And we thought, oh my gosh, this is a great compensation plan. We were used to selling products in the gym and making commission off of what we would sell. And when we looked at the fact that you could make between 25 and 35% commission on every single order, we were like, that's really great. Like, and you're already kind of sharing health and wellness stuff. Like, this would be a great fit. And so I really joined for the business opportunity. And I feel like it's just something that gets overlooked because maybe people don't want to really talk about the business side or making money because they're nervous about it. And really, we shouldn't be. It's so wonderful because you can really do this in any way you want. It can be very flexible to where you can just maybe make a few $100s a month to cover some expenses, or like Lauren and I have done, really turned this into more of a business and a career. Really, the fact that we've been doing it for as long as we have is longer than many people stay in an actual career. So let's just talk about basics. When I say affiliate link, or when Lauren says affiliate link, we're just meaning you can get a link to share Beautycounter products, much like you would share a link for your favorite water bottle, or something for your children, or a home item like a couch or a pillow or something. It's the same thing. You're going to join Beautycounter as what we call a brand advocate, but you get your link immediately and you're able to share that link in whatever way works for you. So just kind of going back to the basics of an affiliate link and why Beautycounters is so awesome is first and foremost, there's no application process. So I myself have been a part of some different affiliate programs. And a lot of times you actually have to go online, you have to apply, like fill out this lengthy thing to evaluate if you are worthy of sharing the thing. And Beautycounter doesn't have any of that. You can literally come as you are, share in whatever capacity and space you have. And we want you to join as a brand advocate to get that link to share products. Our mission is too important to do this alone. And so we do not have any evaluation. You can come and you can join and start sharing immediately. Like I said, I briefly mentioned that 25 to 35% commission, but if you're familiar with any other affiliate link program, you know that it's pretty typical to earn 2 to 5% maybe on a purchase. And so the fact that Beautycounter is paying out 25 to 35% commission is incredible. That means if you have a client, a friend, a family member who spends $100, you're making $25 to $35 on that one order. Whereas if you are selling or sharing about a pillow, a chair, shoes, something, you may be making $2 on that. So the fact that you're getting the $25 to $35 on a $100 order is amazing. And you can see how that could add up really quickly with just sharing Beautycounter with your friends, your family, some of your close network. Like, you could see how that could just multiply very quickly to be a really good paycheck. The other cool thing is that we have discounts and specials and special access to new product launches, and we get special access for holiday bundles. And we just have this access that a lot of affiliates don't get because they're kind of seen as, we're just pushing this link out and you're sharing this thing. Beautycounter really sees us as partners in their mission. And so we get to be a part of conversations, and we get to be a part of these, special things that kind of are happening throughout the year. We also have access to a gazillion tools, probably more than you would ever need, but a lot of great educational resources and marketing and social media. So if those things are not your sweet spot, or maybe not your background, and you're worried, like, I don't have like a professional camera, I can't take like nice images, like Beautycounter provides all of that to us. And that is something that's a little unique because Amazon is not going out there and giving you images to share of the products that they want you to share, right? So Beautycounter does give us access to all of that. And you get that simply by joining. We have an entire backend system that will support you as well. The last thing that I'll share about the benefit is that you get repeat commission and repeat customers. You get access to your client database. This is very different from any other affiliate style of program. Oftentimes, you will have about a 30-day window of keeping a client. So that means that a client can shop with you or one or twice. And then after that month, like, you don't ever get paid on that person again. Beautycounter, you can make commission multiple times, and the hope would be that you keep those clients in your pipeline so that they continue to shop after their products are out, right? They're going to come back a couple of months later and reshop. The other thing is you get access to their information in terms of email, so you can reach out that way if you want. There's a whole bunch of benefit to that in terms of keeping your clients and being able to have that network to then use for email lists or events or other things that might fit in whatever way you're sharing Beautycounter. And I just think that's huge for the longevity of sharing. So, Lauren, I'll kick it back to you, and then we'll move on.
Yeah. Well, and really with it being a side hustle, it's using what Ashley just talked about, and then having this business, how you're sharing, doing what you do, work in the nooks and crannies of your life. The thing that I have seen time and time and again, not only with myself, but then also consultants that I have coached, is that as their life adapts and change, which if we know anything, life changes like in an instant and can sometimes be dramatic. You can adapt and change your business to fit whatever's going on, to fit it into the nooks and cranny, and have this be really a joy outlet for you. Or maybe it's earning, a couple $100s a month for you to be able to pay for your car payment or whatever you want to be spending it on. And it's just a really great option if you're looking to add something else in and really maximize what you're probably already talking about. And I believe that now more than ever, our time is really our highest currency. And so, we've really experienced, especially, I don't know about you, but for me, I've experienced over the last few years what it's like to really spend time on things that bring me joy, things that I care about, being very present with people that I love, and then really having autonomy over what my schedule looks like for the day. And with time being our highest currency, that's really important when you're looking for opportunities to bring income into your space, and not necessarily something that you can always find or that comes with a standard full-time job, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, benefits, a consistent paycheck every 2 weeks. And so I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking about what it looks like to really build a full-time income business with Beautycounter. And we're not here to promise like X, Y, and Z is going to happen if you click that submit button to become a brand advocate. We're not promising any of that, but what we are talking about is what the opportunities are. It does take hard work and dedicated time to build a business. And that can be with anything that you spend time on, right? Anything that you want to grow in, anything that you want to develop into something significant. It takes time, it takes hard work, and it takes a spirit of consistency and adaptability. And the good news is that all of those attributes can be things that are learned and grown within you. So it's not necessarily something that you have to be qualified for, like Ashley mentioned, before you jump in to build a business with Beautycounter, but they can be learned and grown if you're open to learning and growing in those things. And so I actually just talked about with the affiliate link and what I just mentioned with the side hustle option of being a brand advocate is building your own client base is really the baseline, the foundation of the business, regardless of how big or small your business is. Like Ashley mentioned, both of us have built a career out of this. So we are in a place and have been for a while of having income that is replacing the careers that we used to have or the different jobs that we used to have. And what that looks like and what building a full-time income significant income business looks like with Beautycounter is you're leveraging that aspect, building your own client base aspect, but at the same time, there are other parts of our compensation plan that you unlock to create that income. One of those options is having other people join your team as brand advocates. And a lot of times, and probably I would say 100% of the time, it's a mix of people that are working the brand advocate role in their own way, whether it is the side hustle, the affiliate link, or people that are interested in building businesses and building their leadership skills. That's the third part of our compensation plan, is building leaders in your team. And again, there are resources, an abundance of resources from Beautycounter Corporate. But I also want to mention that in our team, our larger team is called the World Changers. Within our team, we have a very high amount of leaders that have built significant businesses, and that's because of the resources that our team provides, and that we really collaborate and build each other up and really grow in that way, which I think that is just something that's really important and vital, is who you decide to align yourself with when you decide to build a business. And so just quickly, like I mentioned, with comparing a full-time job and what it looks like with Beautycounter, full-time job, obviously 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, benefits, consistent paycheck. What it looks like with Beautycounter is flexible but dedicated hours, no benefits. There are other options that we're not talking about on this call about finding benefits for yourself. But then also a paycheck that flexes and flows with unlimited potential. And I want to point out the unlimited potential. With a lot of businesses, there's caps on what leaders can and can't do, what people with large businesses can and can't do up until a certain point. But with Beautycounter, that's just not the case. And that's something that's really exciting and empowering. You can build the business that you want, connect with people in the ways that you want, and find that significant income. And so, lastly, I just want to paint a picture of what it looks like once you've gotten to this place of a significant income with Beautycounter versus a full-time business. So you'll have the freedom to adapt and create in the ways that feels right to you. I personally have been through a lot of seasons of change and time commitments with my life, but I've always been able to adapt and change and build it in the way that I want and continue that significant income versus being told certain ways that I need to work my business or show up to a job every day. You will have the ability to stay at home with your kids or your spouse or your dog or by yourself if you love that introverted time, versus spending 8 to 9 hours away and really being drained in the process. Not having the energy at night to be present with your friends and family, to do things that you care about, not having that creative space. But another important thing is that you can have an income that can grow no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what's going on in the world. You do have the ability and the opportunity to grow your income versus being on a fixed income, which is really important, especially now, I really think. So I would encourage you, like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, to look at Beautycounter's income disclosure statement. Look at those monthly paychecks that are posted there, because those are real numbers. Those are real paychecks that people are having. And I think that's such an incredible thing to be looking at and seeing. So you may be someone that starts off with wanting to just use an affiliate link, or maybe you want to do this as a side hustle, or you're, have your business plan before you click that submit button. But either way, you have the option to build a business with Beautycounter, regardless of what your intentions are when you first start. And I just love that that is an opportunity for you. And I hope that you'll be able to just identify what works for you now and know that the future is just open for you to adapt and change as needed.
Yeah, that's great, Lauren. And I always think back to when I had my boys. So I had my younger two boys within the time that I was joining Beautycounter, and I always was so thankful that I could do the work in between, when they were babies. I could, in between nap time or something. And I always think back to my corporate career when I was there, 8 to 5. You're so thankful when you are able to have the flexibility. So I think that's really important. So Lauren and I decided to do this call now because we think now is a great time to join Beautycounter. We are on the brink of a couple of big launches that we have, and we're also coming into the second half of the year, which tends to just be a really great time for any retail and most businesses, because people are getting into that. We're not talking about holiday quite yet, but we're coming into that second half of the year and the last quarter of the year, which just tends to be a great time to be in a business of sharing things, because people are typically purchasing things. I also think specifically this time of year is just a great time to be able to, like Lauren said, have that flexibility of being able to share Beautycounter here and there, maybe when things aren't so rigid in the summer months. And so we just want to encourage you to Think of the person that invited you to watch this call. They chose to send this to you for a reason. They thought of something in you that they saw, oh, that person would be great at sharing Beautycounter. So maybe just listen to that little tap on the shoulder, that little bird, that little voice that's saying, maybe I should share this. Really, you do not have anything to lose. As we talked about with that joining, literally you go through very simple process of signing up. It costs $21 if you're a current Band of Beauty member, which is a great option, and it's $50 if you are not a Band of Beauty member. So still fantastic price point to jump in and start sharing immediately. You really don't have anything to lose. So we hope that you will consider joining us and our larger organization as we move forward with the spring. Well, I guess in the summer now, we're already to almost Memorial Day. So as we head into the summer months.